I'm strong. I see you. You're welcome. You're welcome, my brother. How's life? I hope all is well with you. Oliver, also, greetings to you. Petra, I see you, Petra. You're welcome. Good morning, your time. Good morning to you. Please do me a favor, like the video. Like the video, like the video. Jay Womazukai, that is from Juliet. Juliet, you are welcome. Good day to you. Good day to you. Please do me a favor by making sure you like the video. Click the like button. If you are watching from phone and you are looking for the option to like the video, there's three dots at top corner of your right hand. Touch that and that will enable you to see the option to like the video. And you can as well share this live broadcast to any group of your choice. Wake, I see you. Wake Stanley. I see you, Wake Stanley. John Ewu, I see you. John Ewu. And you have Ada, I see you. Okay. So we are going to start any moment from now. Good afternoon to you, John. Sex. Watch it. One the chair sent. I see you on the chair. Good afternoon to you. How is life? I see you, Kai, bro. God bless your good work for us. I see you. All right. Chukwuemeka. All right, let's start. This is 4 minutes, going to 5 minutes. So I think we are done with the comments. I have to welcome all of you. Thank you for joining me this hour. I don't know how many of you watching at the moment, but each time you join, make sure you like the video, click on the like button. It won't cost you much. It's totally free. It's not going to cost you anything though. Like the video and share it to many platforms of your choice. I have not shared this video, to be honest with you. I think I need to do that. Let me see if I can share it myself. And please, if you are watching from our, if you are in our WhatsApp group or any group of your choice, please do me a favor by making sure you share the video, share it to any group of your choice, and it must not be WhatsApp. You can also as well share it on Facebook. So what we are going to do this evening or this afternoon, this morning, depending on your time zone, is very, very simple. We are going to go through some of the things that actually matter to us. Most of them you already know, but we are here to expatiate on it, just to deliberate more about it, especially the lawsuit. Let's start with that lawsuit. Let's start with that one. Church Jerry or Uncle. It should be Uncle Jerry. I see you. You said, "How are you doing?" I'm doing good. Good afternoon, Mazukai. Greetings to you. And make sure you like the video, please. Very, very important to me. And only 16 people have liked the video. I believe some are yet to do that, although we are just 5 minutes of the program. Now, remember when Nkere sued USB government, and it was like people were like, what is going on? Why must he go all that far? And people were kind of advising them, which we did here, that you cannot have Biafran trust by suing Biafran. It doesn't work that way. It's not as if you have issue with a single person, but organization that Biafran represent or represent Biafra, some which many of you supported before, because you went to Finland to declare, freedom, Biafran freedom, and much was expected of you to make sure that everything goes in line with what Biafrans actually wanted, which is freedom. But he says no, that this is the right time to show in his own words saboteurs that he can do and undo. So I was thinking that maybe he's going to change his mind about that. He continued. I know how to do it. I know how to get it done. They must hear from me. You must hear from us. Anywhere you are in the world, that is a sign of somebody who is actually forcing him or herself on people. Because if you have people's mandate, if that love is with you, you don't need to stress yourself to prove actually what. But anytime you see them trying their best, making sure that they get one or two things done, doing everything to get something out of it, by making sure that I am the one in charge, I have access to this, I have this, you are forcing yourself to be who you are not. They used to tell us, go and tell your madam, that to prepare. Ngozi should focus on your court case. Ngozi, leave Biafra, leave PM alone. Focus on your court case. Now it seems to me they have channeled their energy on Mazi Namodekano's court, just to make them, I can sense hate, I can sense rejection from them or against PM. Although they have shown the sign from beginning, they have shown the sign that they are not for anything meaningful for Biafrans. So we are going to start by this post that CS made. As you can see on your screen, case against USB cabinet members by Aman Dabere, working for Moral Global, Nkere, aka Asayayom. Nandi ụmụ ọjọọ na-ejere ha ozi dismissed. These same persons have no business using USB except working with the enemies to curtail our freedom. To curtail our freedom, read attached. Now, this attached here is very tiny, but if you zoom it very well, you understand what the document is all about. This is how the whole thing happened. Some time ago, I think I've read something like this here on this platform in the past. Case filed and everything, how the judge and how the date and everything, as you can see here, May 29th. So this is when the whole thing started and all that. And it lingered to the date. Okay, it lingered from there till now. Although on September 15, they said that they mentioned the same case again, exhibited by Ebenezer Anem, Dorothy Anthony, Plaintiff, Equara, and Diana Ene. All these names happen to be USB personnel. Dr. Orabueze included, and they sued the cabinet and USB as a USB government simply because he want to show them. You think that going to court to present Briggy, that Briggy is the one. First and first, they say that PM sued Biafrans. And from there, they move from PM sued Biafrans to Briggy sued Biafran, sued the USB government. Even though in Nigerian newspaper it was boldly written that Ngozi, DPM sued Ngozi Orabueze and her group. That was what they told us. They later changed it, on their own platform. They did not go back to Nigerian newspaper. Nkere don't know anything about the Biafra movement. You see, that first time that he made that he paid Nigerian newspaper to publish that nonsense. That is when I know that this man can never ever change. Now let me see if I can get it for you to see what I'm talking about. Simon Ekpa sued Ngozi Orabueze. That if you check on Google, I believe you have this, you have access to that. Or let's see if they have paid for them to bring it down. Simon Ekpa sued Ngozi Orabueze. This is Daily Post. All right. So I'm gonna display this on the screen now. Hold on, because I don't want to sound as if I'm making up anything. How the whole thing started, and when we cried, when you shout about it, they said that you are defending your madam. He actually believed that, excuse me, that everything we are saying is just because we hate anybody. I actually want I want everything to be right. Back then in June, what you are seeing now is what Nkere, okay, displayed back then in June. Okay, so this is from Daily Post. You can see it here, Daily Post, Nigeria. Simon Ekpa sues Ngozi Orabueze in Washington over IPOB membership database. The same database that we are now hearing that somebody is trying to claim about and all that. I don't know much about it. That's why I have never ever discussed about that issue. But I heard COS saying something about it. But in details, I don't know what transpired. I don't know what happened, because I have told you many times that what we talk about here is something that you can actually see, in the public. If you are privileged to lay hands on any secret information, for me to bring it or present it, I have to ask the person, the source, if it is something to share to the public. Because I cannot use, because I have a platform, and begin to abuse or present something that I should not ordinarily bring to the public. Do you understand? That is me. Last time I received somebody from Nkere, I think that was last month, commented on my video, telling me, so you are helping, thank you for helping Ngozi to share my picture. You are here to, if that is that you're looking for me and looking, they're always fast to threaten people and all that. I told him, please, can you come in here, contact me, let me know your problem. Wrote them like I did not hear anything. As of the time I respond to him, I did not know where he was coming from. I don't know the problem. It was later that I find out from one of their posts that it happened. The person behind that is a man that COS shared his ID card. You remember the story of a bringing Nkere Fallback man who claimed that Ngozi Orabueze is not giving any ID card. He did this and that. And when his own comes out, she publicizes it. All right. The man don't like the way that ID card the sample was displayed to the public. So I reported it with my clear conscience, and I don't have anything in mind. The man don't like it as well, and he turned against me. He started blaming me. This is how they roll. But you should go out and ask what happened. You have contact with CS, but you know how to run your mouth to the public that she's not getting it right, that she's this, and that nonsense. But when she's trying to defend herself, you said that she's publicizing your image and all that, but you are the one rubbishing her image and her names to the public. I'm not saying that CS should just do it like that. It's her choice. Okay, but I can't condemn it. Simply because you are one of those painting her bad to the public. She's this, she's that. So if she did not prove to the public that your ID card is available, maybe you are the one that don't want to pick it up, or you don't even ask about it. I saw a post of them now claiming that ID card was, that suspended it because of junior, is it junior verification, something like that, which they said that verification caused a lot of delay, and they chose to then amend it and all that. This is a security issue. Don't expect me to come here and begin to tell you, the implication and what have you. I am just an independent reporter. So what I say here is based on what is in the public and something that I know that is true. If not, I'll just keep quiet. Do you know how many video people share to me? They share it not because they don't know. Some of them actually want me to carry it the way it is, or carry it that raw and report it. But I cannot report something that I don't have in and out information about. Do you understand? Now, let's go back to the topic. Simon Ekpa sued Ngozi Orabueze in Washington over IPOB members' database. The truth is not about database. The truth is that they just want to cripple everything, drag everything, and run with it. Now let us now hijack this information. Don't mind me. Let us talk about it. The issue of I must be because Briggy is under my name. I'm the one that I'm the resident agent. I am the one that they use as a president agent. I am the one that this and that. Ask them the few things that they have succeeded in hijacking. What have they done with it? Remember the issue, because where I have many issue with hijacking things is the issue of BLA. I've said I don't want to talk about BLA, but let me just chip in something here. After the declaration of Biafra, upon everything that is available for them to hijack, the way they focus their attention and everything is in your BLA, because that's where Mbani na Bab Makafo and therefore Biafra about BLA, like the strength. What makes you to, where your source of life is. That is where they channel their strength to attack. They started telling you that Ngozi Orabueze don't want fundraising to continue. That she is sorry, I'm just coming back to the conversation. I can see that our brother Exodus is here and many other people. I see you, my brother. You are welcome. God bless you for joining me. There's a mark. These are people that matter, and those that are very, very truthful people, and they're very, very focused. They started telling you that Ngozi Orabueze suspended fundraising. She just want to destroy them. She just want them to pie of hunger. I want to take your mind back. This happened before even the lawsuit and what have you. Ask yourself, why do they capitalize on that BLA at initial stage? Because they know that is where they will hold you. The precursor of the movement, of the movement is BLA. Once you capture them, everything will be destabilized. In fact, nobody wants to collapse this thing. So out of that panicking, you have to dance on that tune. Remember when Nkere will come on his broadcast, he will be constantly adjusting his suit, as the right man and the dogo of the moment, the right person. On a blink, like he's very, very focused on that. Get me BLA. I want to have it. I want to have it. We're shouting. This thing you guys are doing is not. I was even panicking that Biafra may fall to that kind of trap. How many of you remember when I said that if I'm in position of COS that I will resign and let them do it, so that because the attack was so much, even though that you ordinarily you think that they have something upstairs, they were busy telling you how to focus on Nkere. Some of them broadcasted saying that why bagada imam, no bagada imam, why bagada imam, how can you just trust her? That giving you very, very funny excuses. Funny, why bagada imam? And the man doing that is living in a country that the woman is the president. And he's giving you this excuse why you must not touch that. They drag everything draggable to the extent that BLA, Biafran National League, BNL, Biafran National League, BNL, or Biafran National League, BNL, or BN something. That is this our brother. How they even abbreviate it? Biafran. I know the full name is Biafran National League. Biafran National League. That is, it should be BNL, something like that. You know, his name is what's the name of this our brother? That those the one that are taking care of Burkina, what's it called? Not Burkina Faso. Taking care of what is this border between Cameroon and Nigeria, and Cameroon and Nigeria, Biafra. They call that what the name of this place that that Cameroon sued Nigeria to grab. Why? What is wrong with me? To be honest, someone should. Richard, his name Biafran National League. You are right, Prince Will. Yes, God bless you, Prince Will. Thank you. And BNL. Thank you. Bakassi, Juliet. That's what name I will be looking for. Bakassi. They drag Prince Will to this nonsense. They through who? Success. That one now is now if for the major to share program on it. If you look at that to share program. Do you understand? I am a kind of person that hate to see people, massaging nonsense. I hate it. Olujiwa God, I greet you, sir. You're welcome. I hate to see that kind of thing. People massaging nonsensical issue, trying to make it look like it doesn't matter. When it matters a lot. You see all this midnight call they call those days. That is what that's what linger to this nonsense that is playing out. In fact, nobody's talking about BLA now. Who is actually talking about BLA? And I shouted on that time that this thing that these guys are doing, it will get a point when all this respect, this and that, we just go down to ground zero. I was noticing another fear in me that if eventually they win this state they're dragging now, that we may end up having BLA that will be Okucharafancha, meaning that you don't even have a say. There's a reason why countries don't allow their army chief to dictate how to run the government. That's the reason why it's so. Now, if you have issue, if they had issue with the COS or anything like that, there's many ways they could present it to Biafrans in a more understandable way, not as a dictator, not as an enforcer. You want to enforce everything just to suit your narrative. Had it been that you come down and say, okay, let me just follow this principle, let us, for the sake of the people that you are fighting for their freedom. Yes, you're a volunteer, but you just need to use wisdom in some of these things. How many of you remember then I made a comment that one of the reasons why they need to calm down to avoid escalating this issue is that you are not in control of your natural resources. The money you are using to run BLA and everything is just from fundraising. People contributed to that. People donate to make sure that day-to-day activities of the movement is functioning very, very well. In as much as some people are telling you that donating and fundraising they're using the money to bring insecurity, which is a lie from Peter Hell. And many of those who were championing those things or even finance those that were saying those things are now coming out publicly, like somebody like Dave Omai, somebody like what's the name of this guy? I have the video. I'm gonna play it after this. Saying that no, this security inside is not BLA, it's not IPOB, it's political talks, aka Ebubago. Then you have another Biafran from the other corner telling you that that Ngozi Orabueze and USB government are the one funding this political talk. Then I ask, are you saying that governors are broke? They don't fund the organization they formed? Just imagine that. They know that is not true, but they have to say it to discourage you from contributing. And if they've eventually succeeded that you stop contributing, they will open that, they will go back to the platform, shouting, asking us what is she doing? She's not doing anything. You get the point. They are the one weakening the activities. They are the one complaining that everything is very down and weak. And you still want to ask, we are still looking for where your problem comes from. These are your problems. What do you think? What do you think that could be going in the minds of Nkere when he woke up and said, "Let me sue. I want to sue Biafrans"? Do you understand? What exactly do you think was going on in his mind? If he had his senses intact, he wouldn't have taken that kind of action. But he did, because he was so desperate to collapse everything for free. Now, the issue of lawsuit, they dragged it and dragged it and dragged it until now. Here in the this one is on October 15th. Motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction. Motion to dismiss for failure to state a claim by Ebenezer and Dorothy and all these names and all that. This one is from the court as well. Then in the same 15 notice of failing of multimedia exhibit by Ebenezer and this is how the whole thing linked. This took place on September 15th and all that. Then all this thing today being October, because this is just a combination of everything that happened. Then the final issue took place on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, 28th of October 2025. Notice of voluntary dismissal by Biafran Republic government in exile, Dabre, and whatever. They are the one that withdraw the case. I said it that when Nkere said, "Give me time to readjust and replan," I know that he is not going to succumb, and not because he want to do, not because of anything, but I believe that the statement, the order from PM, which he tried to downplay, he have seen that there's no way, to that. This is not that they respect PM, because I know some of you will be like, since they decided to respect PM, and it is good, it's a welcome development. No, this dismissal has nothing to do with respecting PM. What it is this: it's simple. They have weighed the option for them to win the case, because once what PM said is recorded and documented, and they receive it and they confirm that they receive it, the order is there. For them to come out and begin to ask their followers to cast vote to solidify this disobedient, from taking order from PM, which they did. He convinced them to cast vote against the wish of PM. They did it. That's to tell you that it has nothing to do with obeying the order of PM. No. But they have seen, maybe Dabre or maybe another lawyer must have briefed them that if you persist, you will drive this to court. Court will trace the origin of the organization, how everything formed, your first row, and the changes of document and everything that took place a few months ago. After PM is no longer here, you end up serving in prison. So this decision they made is not in obedience to the order from PM. No, it is actually, after much deliberation, they have weighed the option for them to win this case. They also already hoping on how he will make money out of it and all that. That's why they have to drop it. It is a legal advice, not obedient to the order from PM. So let us not get it twisted. Do you understand? And what is your take? Now, what do you learn from this? Because judging by what they have done and the lies of lies and disobedience from day one, it goes to show that anybody following Nkere until now, the person is not doing what he's doing out of ignorance. I was thinking that some of them are there, they are stuck because of their choice of decision and all that. No, most of these people are even more brutal and more dangerous than Nkere himself. Like this guy they called his COS. Looking at that guy, to be honest with you, I never ever. I always see bitterness, hatred, and corruption in him. I don't know why. I don't know about another person. I don't have any personal issue with him, but I'm not surprised that someone like him is working with Nkere. I'm not surprised. But why do you think that people have, those of them that are there are still there? What do you think they're there for? They are there just to make sure that, yes, I don't want to call the name. I don't want to call the name. You are correct. The name is just dropped now. Yes, that's the name. Okay. They are there because this is who they are. And seeing another corrupt individual like Isaiah Young, they will just do a spread the call and continue working with them because they are together. They are all together in the same thing, in the same nonsense. So, my people, it's not something to. I'm not here to celebrate that I dropped the lawsuit, no. But the truth is that I hate to see anybody saying that they'll obey PM order. They did not obey PM order. It is just that their legal team must have advised them that this is not what you need to go into. We can't manage go to China, China get you a war China get you chain over here. We know if anybody go and say that now. Sure. Okay. But uncle because that's when you are removing the seed of your on a where like the shell on a walk of man. I say that I get you here. So they are trying to avoid that kind of thing. Which is very, very smart move for them. Very, very smart move to drop the case despite the shame and everything. If I begin to then bring the voice or the post of them bragging and laughing in that, especially in their fundraising or town hall meeting, I get him, but that what I would see. Ngozi will see, especially Betty Ford and the one they called Eunice. It's been long I talk about that woman. Nkere is no longer vocal, unless I'm missing something. All these people, Ngozi, we shall see in the Washington. We shall see in the Washington. If you want to, Master Kano, gave Biafrans a very cheap, very expensive, not cheap, a very expensive expo in a cheap way. Ordinarily, you're supposed to pay heavy. But he gave it out for free. And what is that in? How to make Biafrans to love you and follow you. If Masakan is a bad person who is self-centered or selfish, he wouldn't have given dish out that expo. But he gave it out for free. And what is that expo? If you want Biafrans to follow you, if you want Biafrans to love you, if you want to lead by you have what you want to be recognized, you want to be a leader, you have to do two things. Two things only. One, be truthful. Be truthful. Two, be consistently truthful. You see these two things. Once you are truthful in what you are saying, genuine, Biafran will see. Biafrans have this kind of gift, okay, to see genuineness or in what you are saying or genuineness of people before they follow you. They don't just follow because you can new suit, when new haircut, or maybe you can speak good English. No, that's not the only thing. That is not the only thing. Remember when when was that? I think when she was with USB government, yes. That time she was with USB government. And each time she come out to broadcast her live program, you see 500 watching, 1,000 watching. Remember those days? She's not even able to she was not able to count super chat. It was running on her platform. All eyes on her platform, even though the subscription is not all that big, but people love her. They loved her physically, online and offline. Why? Because she was standing on the side of the truth. Immediately she deviated. Ngozi Orabueze did not preach that people should abandon her. Remember? But the same love that the same spirit that made you to love her will gradually depart from you. You begin to see her other side. That is what it is. So those who manage to stand on that exposition from us in America on how to lead or how to make Biafrans to love you, they are standing on that, and Biafran are showing love to them. That is why it is not normal for somebody like me, for example, who is an independent broadcaster, to come here and begin to pretend to you that, oh, look, oh, we know how to get it done. You know, I have a voice. Once I come on my platform, whatever I say stand. If you try it, yeah, now you go learn from you go learn in hard way. Now watch a very dark man. All these things we need to learn something. If you don't know something, say you don't know. Nobody's gonna slap you. Your respect will be with you, and it will get a long way to help you in even your normal life. But this idea of let us lie to them and make them believe that we are doing something. Oh, I spoke with the PM we spoke for 30 minutes, but everything you do is good. Is always contradict what PM stand for. That is what is going on. We need to learn from this. Now, there's something else I want to discuss before we move forward. There's a post that CS actually shared about Oduduwa people. Okay, about Oduduwa people. But before then, please help me like the video and share it on any platform of your choice. Please, if you're in our WhatsApp group, can you just copy this video and share it to our WhatsApp group? I forgot to do that. Even though I said let me share it, I forgot because I was carried away with my comment. Just a moment, let me do it myself. Let me drop it there. And you can as well do me a favor by sharing it as well. If you are in any group, in any WhatsApp group, you can as well help me do the same. I think please, if you have not liked the video, this is an opportunity for you to do that. Like the video. Like the video. Before I even go to that post about Oduduwa, let me just say this. You know, Eggman Mazakwa was celebrating. That was one of his broadcasts after when they were arguing with Nkere on who should be in charge of account, who should not be in charge of account. I'm not interested. Let the dead bury themselves. I'm not interested on whatever that goes on that's going on with them and all that. But they were dragging the position about finance, whose name should be in the account, who should be in charge of account. Then this guy was telling Biafrans that anybody that is against Nkere suing Biafra in name of suing COS and cabinet member, that person don't know what he or she is doing. In fact, he said that Nkere delayed it a lot. That normally this should have been done and dusted. Today, I scanned through his profile or his account. I did not see any video where he's telling Nkere why did you withdraw the lawsuit, because they blow so or the How can you now be silent, but you are celebrating and jubilating that Ogekere sued Biafrans? Because now you are now in CRC, and you realize that if they succeeded in suing Biafra, the next in line is CRC. The same CRC that championed and pushed Nkere to sue Biafrans. Because 2/3 of people that advised Nkere to sue Biafrans came from CRC. That is that class. Even though before the current DOS that are working with Nkere joined and began to ask their own voice, CRC was the one mounting that pressure for them to sue Biafrans. You get the point. The question is, what has changed? You see, this is the reason why you need to learn how to condemn evil. Anywhere you see it, it doesn't matter who that evil is affecting. If it's affecting your enemy, you need to also condemn it. Because after your enemy, you are the next. That is what the African people, especially our people, we don't realize that. We often believe that once the injustice is being pushed on another person, it will remain on that person forever. It's a lie. After that, you are the next. No Nigerian election in Biafra land, because Biafra is now a sovereign nation. That is gospel. That is gospel. We are coming to that even though we may delay it somehow, but I want to follow it, Jeje. Now, there's this post that I want to share with us, which from COS made that post, which is what you are seeing here. Okay, but before then, let's go through this write-up. COS made the post, but I'm reading it from this person called Mahadi Shehu. Oduduwa Republic as a welcome reality. Again, this is a northern, I believe. He's a northerner. He said, when an old woman is spotted, I hope this is coming out to you. Is it? Please just let me confirm if you are okay. It's coming out. Okay, it's coming out. Now he said, when an old woman is spotted in the bush dancing without a physical drummer, she knows the drummer and the rhythm she is dancing to. Congratulations to Duduwas. Welcome Biafra Republic. Welcome Middle Belt Republic. Welcome all northern cowardly aspiring republic. I don't understand that. Welcome to all non-state aspiring republic. Goodbye, Nigeria. Rest in peace, ECOWAS. Good radiance to African Union. Now, this video says a lot, and this is why I gave one of our video here the title that you saw there. This is the reason, because it is now done on us that Southeastern politicians, Igbo politicians, should be ashamed of themselves. This is politicians, well-known, former and current. This one is called. These are. I think this is Davido's uncle, right? From I think governor of Ekiti State or something like that. You will hear something here. Most of you have watched it, but there's something I want to draw to your notice. All these things you are seeing here are not Sunday Igboho's group. These are Yoruba politicians. Okay. As God may have it, yesterday we streamed one of the longest live stream ever on my platforms, 7 hours plus. I was live yesterday, 7 hours plus. Okay, midnight, Biafran time, even almost in the morning. We ended that live broadcast, 7 hours. And we were having a conversation with an Oduduwa man, whom I believe may be watching as we speak, because I told him that we often come live every day, especially this time. And he said that he's going to keep eyes on that. But we started well, but it did not end well. I will tell you why. This video you are seeing here is Yoruba politicians in Nigeria. In Nigeria, like just imagine P2B, just imagine these are former governors, Chimaro Namane, Ken Namane, Pius Ahim, okay, and somebody like Rogers Okorocha, and who again? Just name it. Gathering together, they gather together and they stand up for Biafran national anthem or Biafran pledge. All right, and they are not hiding it. Camera all over the place. No, now listen. This is Ududua Republic national anthem. They are respecting it. This is who they are, which is best thing to see. But in other hand, you dare not play the African national anthem to the hearing of somebody who, not a governor, not ex-governor, who want to be a local government chairman or even ward leader, which is nobody. If you play it, he will start looking for the police DPO phone number to call for your arrest. In one country, we have seen Northerners celebrating their bandit, whom they call their foot soldier. Out of pity, Shegumi is telling the whole world that there's a war going on, that this war is between Fulani and those that are not Fulani. On this one, he said it on national television. Not a rumor, not there's a leaked audio. He made it clear, and nobody's deliberating on that. Nobody's talking about. Even Shehu, that was interviewing him, have not come out and questioned that statement. And every day by day, we are hearing that war is on. And Shehu is pretending that nothing's going on, though, because he is what? A Nigerian certified journalist that doesn't care about the people and all that. Now, this video we share, this is just one out of many things that all that tribe can do, Igbo man cannot do. They cannot do it because they are the one leaking every option to go after them. Like they are the one exposing themselves. Always we are going to say that they are current governors. Oh, thank you. So because I can see the one of Lagos State serving governors, waiting to be re-elected. I'm not against it. I love it when they identify with their identity, who they are. The question I'm asking you today: when are you going to identify with what you are, who you are? When? You see, when I say that we need Mossad, I don't mean that we need a terrorist group. Mossad is not a terrorist group, in case if you don't know. Mossad is a group that checkmate on activities of their enemy, internal and external enemies. Let me repeat. Mossad is a group, Israeli group, that in their job, their primary job is to checkmate on the activities of their enemies, of their national enemies, of the enemies against their identity, internal and external enemies. They are the one checking your activities in many ways. Do you understand? Igbo people need it because as it stands now, the main problem that we have, this quote is not from an Igbo man. That the Igbo man is not from an Igbo man. The originator of this quote that I want to make is not from Igbo person. That Igbos are the problem of Igbo. Again, Igbo man is the problem of Igbo, like of Igbo people. Meaning that you are the one chaining yourself. You are the one buying yourself. You are the one destroying yourself. Imagine we are the only nation in this whole wide world. Somebody will come out and say that he's a freedom fighter and agitator of the Biafra movement and all that. Keep on, the person spend time singing and shouting about Biafra, promoting and singing praise of the leaders. And in a second, she turned around and began to call their friends and leaders a terrorist. Do you understand? Knowing fully well that this is a name that your enemy wants you to bear so that they can have license and reason why they should commit genocide against you. You may say that she did it out of ignorance. No, you have a politicians who actually willingly went to Abuja, demand that IPOB should be, should be labeled as a terrorist organization. And they did that because Abuja have been waiting for, Abuja they want that kind of thing for you. They want it just for you. And they're scared of coming out boldly to say that. And you are the one helping them now as a father to tell them that you have to proscribe this, my children. Proscribe them. Proscribe them. I am the father. Yes, proscribe them all for me. And you are saying this to another father from another tribe that should be the same age mate and the same your colleague. You are telling them to proscribe your children while they are in your presence protecting their own children. When we talk, they say you're insulting others. Igbos know how to insult others. Then we ask them, how am I actually insulting you? Insulting you in terms of what? What have I done? They say that elders, you don't talk to our elders like that. Don't talk to our elders like that. Somebody said that Yorubas don't make math. It's not about making math. It's not about making math. Our problem is very, very unique. Igbos don't make math. You think that Igbos make math. If you achieve half of what Igbos achieve, you will be more lousy than what you think Igbos are. That is just the fact. But I don't want to go there. The only thing I want you to understand is that we have been through hot and cold weathers. None of you, a Yoruba person or Hausa person, have been through what Igbos have been through. Have you fought a war for 3 years? Have you? Do you know the consequences of fighting a war? Especially the war that ended in such that manner of genocide. You buy children dying of kwashiorkor. It's unheard of. It's just like sometimes it sounds like what you can something from maybe from the super story write up and all that. Very, very like a fiction story. If you have tested it, then I will hear you. I will listen to you. You have not tested. No tribe in Nigeria will survive what Igbos have survived. Do you understand? No tribe. So I'm not capping when I say that. I'm not just making you feel bad or make you to feel good. That's the reality of life. Yorubas don't build properties elsewhere for a reason. There's a reason for that. Have you asked yourself, as a Yoruba man, have you asked yourself, why are we not? We invest much in London. We have more Yoruba family in London. Why are we not having much Yoruba family in other parties within Nigeria? You're always there with one leg. Even in Abuja, you are there with one leg. Igbos are the one buying everything, building road, want to make Abuja to become one of the most, habitable land and best, very cool and chilling, everything nice, just like New York, and that is with the mentality of an Igbo man, which is very, very wrong. And all this is centered to the background, because I'm using myself as an example. When I was growing up, my parents did not tell me that, oh, be afraid of Yoruba, they are Sabo, nothing like that. Nobody will tell you that kind of thing. If you grew up in Igbo land, nobody will tell you that. Nobody will come and tell you as a child, or even in our school, oh, be afraid of Yoruba. No. I remember when I was in primary school, they used to tell us, oh, cocoa farm. They're using Yoruba. The only time you hear much about Yoruba is cocoa farm in Yoruba land and Ghana and all that. You don't hear, but in the other hands, in Southwest, they're busy. They want to even put it as a course in primary school and secondary school. How not to believe and accommodate Igbo people. How to be very careful with an Igbo man. But in Southeast, and it's not as if our parents don't see this too. They see it, but to them, we want to make the nation peaceful. You don't want to corrupt the children you don't corrupt the minds of our children. That is different between us and you. And when you see an Igbo man, those of us that actually find out that this kind of mentality from Southwest and the one in Southeast is different. When we talk, Igbo flavor who don't see through what we are seeing will be the one to argue first before even you Yoruba. Because Yoruba, the Yoruba Oduduwa people that understand what I'm saying, if you bring this argument or this conversation to them, they kind of calm. They want to. They relate with what you're saying, but they don't want to dwell much on that because it will to them it's kind of exposing who we are, you know, that kind of thing. So they always sit back and just admit they will admit it, but they cannot go further to argue. They will tell you, yeah, because we are cultural people. That's always the example they will give you. If you tell them this is what I observed, this is what I noticed about you guys, they will tell you, yeah, because we are cultural people, we are very calm people and all, what have you. You get the point. But Igbo flavor who don't know, who don't see what you are seeing, we will tell you, you know, my brother, don't say that, don't say that. Yorubas are good people. I'm not saying they are not good people, but I'm telling you, the upbringing is different. In as much as they are bound down, they are bound down greeting others. That is not, to me, from where I come from, that is not a sign of respect. You respect in many ways, not. I cannot come out and begin to someone like Joe Bogwen and I should bow down for Joe Bogwen because he's an elder, a man who is calling for my life. I can't do that. Now, coming to the video, let me play so that you understand what this is all about. Governors, current serving governors. You know, imagine any good state governor singing the national anthem. Imagine who puts on them. I thought these people. To be honest, it is sad, but very, very funny. To be honest, it's very, very funny. It's very, very painful. But I have to laugh it out, you know, because this is a battle between political class. Okay, this one, Yoruba people, Yoruba politicians are beating them front and back in every ramification. In Nigerian politics, Yoruba politicians are knocking them for fun. They are beating Igbo politicians for fun. Okay, which is not funny. When it comes to identifying who you are, to know that you are somebody before Nigeria, Yoruba politicians are knocking them front and back. You can't compare. There's no way you can compare Yoruba politicians and Igbo politicians. Igbo politicians are one of the useless tissue paper I've ever seen. They will say, oh, you're insulting people. I'm insulting you in terms of what? Look at your colleagues, serving governors. The Igbo politicians are the one funding useless children of theirs in hiding in IPOB1 Nigeria, submitting documents to Finland, to Jess and Monepa for a crime that their thugs are committing. Can you imagine that? You arguing from Ogun State, you that is arguing this from Kano State, you don't see what, you don't know half of what is going on in Southeast. What they are doing, especially on Facebook, they recruited a lot of people like what DOS used to do back then, just to blackmail Simon Ekpa. He's a man. He's one chance. He's a Tinubu boy. As a Yoruba man celebrated as PM, he has been convicted. And you love Tinubu. The man, Simon Ekpa, you are criticizing and calling names, has been tagged to be working for your elder, for your president. And you don't see it, you are accepting that kind of nonsense. These are propaganda from Southeast telling you that he committed all this, he committed all this, he committed all this. Even Finland knew that he did not commit anything. They understand it very, very well. But you know one thing, what I love, what gives me joy is that at the end of all these things, the truth will always surface. Just like we are not hearing some those of them that did one or two things in 60s, coming out and telling you the truth. Giving you stories about what happened in 60s and how they faked one or two things and all that. It's out there. It is out there, and you need to learn from that. Unless you're lying to yourself. Unless you're lying to yourself. You cannot cover up everything. No way. Sometimes when you try to cover it, it will still surface that you cannot cover it just like that, because nothing goes for nothing. Everything going on today, most of those things that you guys are celebrating, you're happy about, before now, has been used against one or two people, and then back then you were seeing that as something that, oh, it is true, but the truth behind it is that everything that happened that time was cooked up. I don't want to call names. That's why you can say I'm using everything. I don't want to call names. There's a video that I would like to play here. What happened? Everything disappeared. What happened? What's going on? Oh, just a moment. Just a moment. Okay, just a moment. This is the one demolishing Igbo's business and in Lagos. Okay, you see, somebody said that Awolo betrayed Ojukwu. Yes, and what did you learn from that? Are you not having some people now telling you that Yorubas is this and that from Southeast as well? We have to work together. I'm not against working together with you, do the one person, but I cannot rely that I'm working with somebody when I'm working with them. I can't, because at the end of the day, they will betray you. It is the only thing you need to do when you are working with a one person is, I'm not saying you don't hate them, but you need to also love yourself first before working with anybody. If you don't love, because they will notice that you don't love yourself, you don't even know anything about yourself. Of course, they will betray you, because it is in them. It's their thing to betray. This is their thing. So you already know that is that thing. Then why are you relying on putting your trust in them? Do you understand it? So, Igbo person watching this video, it doesn't mean anything to them, because talking about Biafra now to them is a sin, is a taboo. And funny enough, because they have shown to the whole world that they have agreed that is a sin. If they try to talk about now, those Yoruba governors we are seeing here now, we now be the one to raise voice against them. We yell at them and they'll panic. Because here they are validating who they are. That is different. That's a class. That is a class. Some people may see it and say, yeah, it's okay, we can, let's just manage it this way. It doesn't matter. It matters a lot. Oh. Now, they have this, apart from this one, the issue of Sunday Igboho, and other things about Yoruba people. Do you know that when Goodluck Jonathan, Jonathan was a president of Nigeria, Yoruba people are the one carried the protest against Jonathan. If you do that to somebody that is related to Yoruba people, there will be protesting. There will be protests everywhere now in Nigeria. Now that Yoruba man is, but Igbo people will not do that. And Yoruba will turn around to tell you that you guys don't know how to play politics. That you guys don't know anything about politics. You don't know anything. You guys should have just worked together and build bridge. And building these bridges to betray your own. How are they building bridges to work with you? I'm asking you. How are they themselves building bridge? That bridge that they want to build. How are they building that bridge to work with you? You don't ask this question. You're okay with it. Master Mechanic is in detention. Igbo man is giving you reasons why you must not release him. That he's one buying people in the southeast. Then I'll ask them, who buy people in Obibo? Obibo in River State. Who buy people? Do you understand? They don't want to talk about it. To them, don't go there. Don't talk about it. Don't mention about it at all. Okay, Samia, there's a way we do it. We don't need to, these are people, these are brothers. You cannot just hate them like that, Don't say that. If you say that now, it will be as if we are this, we are that. But everybody know that this thing, you cannot go anywhere with it. You cannot just make it work. There's no way you make it work. And it's every now and then we are the one receiving it. The Mazokan is there. And the Igbo man is busy telling you why you must not release him. How can you release him? If you release him now, Nigerian, that you are encouraging criminality. The only hope now is this generation, even though the battle is not here, because you are still going back to face your own fathers in name of Igbo politicians. You are going back to face your own people. You think if someone is a Yoruba man, he will be Finland, will influence, will penetrate like this? But look at what they did, because Tinubu, this is an insult. But people don't know that. Choosing Bianco Jugu, I will say Bianco, no, selecting her as a minister is not because out of love. Tinubu picked her as out of what? Hatred. And she's not jumping from pillar to pole, acting as if she know it or she's this, is that. But the primary job of this woman is to sabotage. Okay? Is to sabotage. It's not only Igbo politicians. Non-Igbo politicians are doing the same thing. They are doing the same thing that is everybody, that is known to the whole world, that is evil. Okay? They are doing it. Now, I want you to, this is an Igbo man, someone that many of you know. He's not a politician. He's a nobody. But at least he have, because the one thing about Yoruba and Hausa and Fulani, once they notice that you are very, very stupid, they will give you wings to fly against your own people. Here is a man who claimed that he's an Igbo man. Okay, and hear what he said here. Just pay attention. Hear this guy. Listen.
Once again, the criminal Nnamdi has brought another style of pattern. This time around, all the witnesses listed, barring a few of our leaders, we almost named them, all the former leaders. I don't know who was missing from the list. Right now, he doesn't want to come call a witness anymore. Right now, he doesn't want to call a witness, any more witnesses.
This brown teeth here, this brown teeth you are seeing here, is not a lawyer. He's not even a staff in law court. He is not even prisoner warden. He's not even a police or road safety. He nothing whatsoever, not even a gate man. The only thing that this guy is doing in his life is to go to the nearby Mama Put, take free food on credit and wait until somebody he scam people to pay. How do I know this? When the last time they arrested him, a woman cried out, "No, na the aboya na one bed, one fufu, cold fufu." After eating that, he couldn't pay. He told the woman in the evening, "Let me just go and answer police, and I will be right back." From there, they jailed him for a year plus. He's here now analyzing Mazen Kano's court case. Upon all the things going on in Nigeria, Mazen Kano he's living to make sure that Mazen Kano is dead. Do you understand it? A typical Igbo flip. All these politicians, this is how they roll. Just like when somebody will come out and tell you, now that I'm very happy. This is another pattern. An Igbo man will come and tell you, I am very happy. Somebody said, Mazakai, Igbo man, please give him his rightful name. We know that is. I'm just because I'm not happy to be honest with you. That's why I'm not happy. I just want to go. Just want to say, do I feel? Alaska say, Kai, you are part of the problem. I will agree with you if you can come here and tell me how I'm part of the problem. If anytime you come here, I always challenge you to come live and let's talk. You don't want. So who is not the part of the problem? You are the problem himself. Faceless individual, virus. It takes, a science or a lab scientist to identify the kind of virus you are, and they must take you to laboratory to examine you. So you are the problem. You are a problem to the society because we actually need lab scientists to check who you are. We don't see your face, no voice, nothing whatsoever. You're a problem. Faceless individual. You are here on comments to tell me that I'm a problem. How am I the problem? By calling out your brother like this one on the screen. Udele. Now, he's here telling you how to unalive Mazen Kano. Do you understand it? By lying, they don't have any soul. No soul, my people. They don't have soul. They don't have conscience. You know that this is what you are saying, what you are doing is not true. You know you are lying. You know. It's not as if you don't know. Just a moment, I know the video will disappear now. There's a video that I'm looking for. I'm looking for that video of what happened in Asaba. Because even yesterday, somebody requested for that. And I am not, I was not able to present it because I have to download it from my Twitter. And let me go down. Just bear with me. Don't go anywhere. Just bear with me. Let me go down and look for that video. Here we go. That's the video I'm looking for. Let me download it sharply. I want to, because it's going to go a long way to, go in line with what we are doing now. Okay, it will go a long way to help on what you are saying now. That video above it. But before then, let me be playing this one though. So that is it gonna play? Let me try.
That means he's waiving his right to defense. For those of you who don't know,
I'm gonna play it again. Don't worry.
The judge has every right. The court can decide to.
So just don't worry.
Say firing squad, hiding or whatever. That means you leave yourself at the mercy of the court. And the only reason we do this, I won't give you that gist. In 1967, so he's now trying to force the hand of the government. This is like he's daring the government to go ahead. Guess what? They've given him 4th to 6th of November. So if you continue this way, but I am predicting, knowing how the criminal and the kind of reasons and how he thinks, I'm predicting he would not tell you he has brought a new legal team, that the team will not take time to study the case. Then they will start shouting again, oh, the government does not want to conclude the case. Or they've been going. Just listen to what Ned Moko was saying. It's just the same thing. This is just like a plan.
So
when you look at the whole issue, is for him to be delaying, and these people will be
let's go back again. Let's go back again.
Once again, the criminal and the Kano has brought another style of pattern.
This person called Masakan a criminal have record of woman trafficking, allegedly, have a record of robbery before he traveled, have a lot of issue, okay, tagged to him, uncleared, unverified. He don't talk about those things. I don't blame him. I blame Shore. I blame Shore for investing his time to rescue this guy. So everything he says now, I cannot, whatever this guy do now, I always, call Shore out. But I hope that the opportunity will come again.
This time around, all the witnesses listed, barring a few of our leaders, we almost named all the former leaders. I don't know who was missing from the list. Right now, he doesn't want to call a witness anymore. Right now, he doesn't want to call a witness, no witnesses. That means he's waiving his right to defense. For those of you who don't know, when you do such, the judge has every right. The court can decide to buy you, say, firing squad, hanging or whatever. That means you leave yourself at the mercy of the court. And the only reason you will do this in the court of law is if you know you are overwhelmingly guilty. So he's now trying to force the hand of the government. If this is like he's daring the government to go ahead. Guess what? They've given him 4th to 6th of November. So if you continue this way, but I am predicting, knowing how the criminal and the kind of reasons and how he thinks, I'm predicting he would not tell you he has brought a new legal team, that the team will not take time to study the case. Then they will start shouting again, oh, the government does not want to conclude the case, or they've been holding him. Just listen to what Ned Moko was saying. It's just the same thing. This is just like a plan. When you look at the whole issue, is for him to be delaying, and these people will be on air shouting, oh, the government is delaying the case, without telling you who is actually delaying the case, in which case is Nnamdi Kanu. Once again, he had decided not to call witnesses anymore. So, Umubingo, hear it and hear it clearly. Once he waives his right to defense, he will be found guilty. So it's the prosecution that will decide what they will give him. And those of them that are going to meet me with Mr. President, we are still urging Mr. President to please, eyes on the ground. There is no political gain in subverting the course of justice. Now, if you subvert the course of justice by releasing them, the same people will use it against you in the north to tell the northern house. You see the president you voted for couldn't even protect you from the person behind you. You don't need the Southeast vote for anything. President Buhari has proven that Southeast twice you can still win an election without them. As for this nonsense that tell you about coalition, all those coalitions will never work. The South is not even as strong as he used to be against Mr. President's party. Now, like in the past, all these stories about this will happen, that one, it's a lie. They want to use only their church vote and their fake marginalization cry. Finish. This is what they are playing on. So long they remove all the polling units from church, all the polling units located inside church compounds, all the polling units located within properties owned by the churches, I mean schools or or whatever, any place fenced that is owned by the churches, do not put any polling units there. They don't do it for Muslims. They don't do it for the traditionalists. We, the traditionalists, we are demanding polling units in every shrine. That those holy foods they are bragging about in 2023. We also have our traditional holy foods. We will also turn out our food. Let's see where they are going to come from. There is no gain in this, Mr. President. Nnamdi Kanu face his warrant, whatever they give him, he should go there, carry it in. If I commit anything, they knock me my own. I go there, face my warrant. Everybody we can get it. Every man we can get it. Very simple. Thank you, man.
Okay. Now, you know why I play this? This to tell you, just to explain to you what I told you. Just to explain to you exactly what I said. Igbos, this kind of people, all right? It's not only him. I know many people will be like, oh, this guy, no, it's not only him. You heard yesterday when I played in Sima's video here, that woman that called is Ijele in a woman form, part of another group. But the truth, to be honest with you, if you come to Igbo land today, if you divide these people into three, two are from Imo State. And that goes to where background. Many of you will be angry with what I'm saying, but I have to say it. If you are from Imo State, I want you to learn how to, even though you are living in Lagos, learn how to also bring your children back home. Spend time. Even if you are living in Enugu, in River State, from Akwa Ibom, learn how to spend time. Bring your children back to your village in Imo State and let them know what Imo State is made of. The culture of Imo State, the tradition in Imo State, everything about Imo State, you need to start teaching your children that, even if you're living in abroad, in America. Even if you are living in the UK, learn how to bring your children back home. If you know one always statement, then when I say, you have Imo State language. People use that like just to kind of to catch cruise or just to form. But that is turning back to hurt us now. Even if you I'm not saying you should not live in another place, but Imo State is a very beautiful part of Igbo land where culture, everything is there. Their language is superb, everything is there. But the attitude sometimes, not everybody, the upbringing, that's why you see, there's some program that I'm watching. Sometimes if I have chance to go through social media to watch one or two things, just to entertainment and all that, you see some program where they're linking up boyfriend and girlfriend for husband and all that. That kind of what they call it, just like game. It's a kind of game, but their relationship issue. Someone that is single, one looking for a girlfriend, a lady to marry, you go there. Like the one this is an Igbo girl, that the host is an Igbo girl from Abia State. No, so you see, it is always very common for Imo girls, Imo boys to come out and I can to pick a girl from a Muslim that I want to marry. They don't have that kind of they don't have that kind of feeling. No, I want to marry my tribe. They don't do that. There was that, but as Nigeria is today, you have to learn how to be yourself. Yorubas are telling that we are tribal people. They don't say that they are tribal people. And I don't have any issue with you being a tribal person. But I also want to be a tribal man as well. How about it? Because you have to be a tribal man to live with a tribal person. Because if you don't want to be a tribal man and you want to be, liberal, there's no problem. You will end up be a slave to that person. Because he always show you that I'm a tribal man. He's not hiding it. Meaning that if you are living as a colleague, as a neighbor, as a tribal person, and your mind is free, you are not tribal, you will be on the receiving side. For you to exist, you have to be tribal, so that both of you will be checkmating and work and forge ahead. But if you want to be done, let me turn my blind, let me just be blind, let's move on. We are brothers, and to him, we are not a brother. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a very big issue. That is what we are seeing today. Look at Cash also. In the one of Ikenga is just for money. And I'm better, and it's just for money. Once he pay me money, I can do anything for money. This one is not making any fine anymore, no money. This is way enough here. I go on a back. I go on see this guy Jaja. Oh, enough here. He don't have anything. But he would say anything and do anything anyhow, just to make somebody happy. Who does that? Who does that? The time for you to learn how to comport yourself, coordinate yourself is now. Because there's no way you will see somebody who actually calling for your tribe to be exterminated. Even when they are committing genocide, these people will tell you, no, there's no genocide. Because to him, he's well attached to Zamfara than to you. And he speaks Igbo. That you are teaching your children how to speak Igbo in Kaduna State, and they don't know how they have not witnessed Christmas environment in Igbo State, where they come from, is a sin, no? Is a sin. It's a taboo. They don't know anything. You allow them to impart this knowledge and wisdom from other tribe. So what? Can the person dictate or identify what Igbo people are known for? How to stand as a man? They don't do that. They will do something here. The court, they have you are at the mercy of the court. The same court you are trying to say that Mazakan is at the mercy of the judge and all that. The Supreme Court freed him. United Nations freed him. In Kenya, his case in Kenya, not man's land, freed him. And you say you're an Igbo man because you just want to see his blood, nothing more. You just want. Why don't you wear mask like you normally do, and go and buy him? But you want to use court, the judiciary, Mr. President, as if you love the president. A hungry man. Even any Yoruba man that's watching the video that is truthful and honest, tell me, if you have somebody like this in Oduduwa land that come out and begin to tell you that something is this and that, how will you feel? Learn how to put yourself in another man's shoe before you judge. That's exactly what I'm saying. All these Igbo people coming out, Keshos now, that one, Keshos. All you want to see, the question is, if you want to see Mazam Kano's blood, of what profit is that to your life? He did not commit anything. This is a man that the Nigerian court, judges, freed. You don't know anything. This guy have not gone to Nigerian constitution. He don't know anything about Nigerian constitution. But he's here telling how court will judge the case, the judge a matter. You think everything is hey, stop there, stop and search. Oh, stop there. Where's your money? Your money or your life? That's what you that's what you are known for. Criminality, nothing more. It is different from what we are talking about. Totally different from what you are talking about. Do you understand it? That you want Mazen Kanu to, you just want to eliminate it because you can speak Igbo. It is not a guarantee. As if if you buy him now, your life, if you are meant to live 50 years to 70 years, you now live 700 years in this earth. Okay. Do you know the implication of blood? You know what blood is? Blood. Even a blood of someone that is a criminal is not easy, let alone innocent life. I cannot come out and tell you that I cannot use my platform to promote evil. If Master Mekan is committing all this crime you guys are saying, I will be saying it here. It doesn't matter. I will tell you the same truth. That he's committing crime. This is a man that people went to his house to buy him, to assassinate him. He ran away. You turn around and say that he jumped bail. So the bail condition is for soldiers to go there and take his life. That's his bail. That's the bail. Really? Excuse me. Now, if you don't know, Master Kano's compound as a first son witnessed the death of 28 able young Igbo blood. Okay, you non-Igbo person that are clapping and backing this demon here. May you have somebody like Kesh also and Ijele, in your midst, in your own town, that will do the same thing they are doing to Igbo people, to your own land, as Yoruba, as Hausa, as a Fulani man, as any tribe where you come from, may you have somebody like that. People that when Fulani come to your village and buy you people, they will come out and tell you it's a propaganda, it's a lie, that nothing happened in your village. May that thing that you are celebrating, may it be your portion. All right? And I hope you say amen. It doesn't matter if you say amen or not. The nemesis is there, dangling, looking for your head to land, and it's going to land because you are clapping for evil. Master Mekam did not only witness 28 people died. Under his watch, he told people to go out to a primary school located in one place in Aba, in his own state. He don't invade any other state, in his own state, singing and praises, thanking God and praying to God in memorial to people died, paying respect to the dead. Nigerian soldiers put on their uniform, wear their shoes, their boots, position themselves as if they're in the front of Ekomogo, begin to buy these children, girls, young girls. They're holding placards. They are not stopping it. They are not causing hold up. No roadblock. They did not invade any office, private company, anything. They did not obstruct any movement. They were there, sitting down in the open field, singing and praising God, remembering those that murdered in genocidal war called the Afro-Nigerian War, right? In remembrance of those people. And they went there by them under his watch. He knows all those things. You see that. During Trump is it protest or jubilation? I don't know what they did. That when Trump won the election, the first time, they fired people. Why? Because Trump is against Palestinians. Listen, not this is not they hate Trump just because you are happy that Trump won the election. It's a problem to them. The level of Islamic mentality there. You are insulting people. No, I just want you to understand all these things that you guys are harboring and pretend that it doesn't matter. It matters, so it really matters. And this guy who is reading history of Master Mekam and the IPOB cannot tell you the history of what happened in the Zoo River in Anambra State. Cannot tell you the history of what happened in Emene in Enugu State. Cannot tell you what happened in Onitsha, in Anambra. Cannot tell you what happened even in Asaba, in Delta State. And he's here reading history, telling you how killing is killing. I am not supporting of any killing. If any IPOB member, any security person that you are ESN and you are kidnapping people, anything that happens to kidnappers will happen to you. Because Master Mekam did not ask anybody. He did not say, hello guys, I am these people now. They are vigilante to kidnap anybody that does not want me to live. Or no. Did he say that? The answer is no. And if you think that when somebody when any armed group commit any crime, that should go all out against the person that is leading the group, then you tell me how many Nigerian president is in prison for some activities or deal of Nigerian soldiers. Sometimes they go out of their order and fire people and shoot people. How many people? Last year in Enugu State, a man called Iboja, Ogene Music, right, was murdered by a police officer in Enugu State. Is Peter Mbanan facing trial? As a chief secretary of the state, is he facing trial? Yes, some of you say, who gave Master Mekam order to have an armed group? The question I have for you: who gave order for bandits to have arms? Okay, you say, oh, those ones are a terrorist group. Are you saying that Master Mekam? Okay, let's come down. Let us narrow it down. Who gave Asanu Dokobo license to bear arms? Do you understand? Who gave them? This is something, and you are saying this in a country that have what is the name of this group that is breaking beer in the north? That if they see anybody Anybody drinking beer is a problem, or any shop that's selling beer is a problem. Who is that? Is this what is the name of this group? Oh, not Hezbollah. Hezbollah is the one that. What is the name of this group? There's one group in the north that is against any selling of beer. They're called Hezbollah police. Is it Hezbollah police? Something in the north. They carry arms. They arrest. Now, who gave where is it in the constitution that you must that you have Sharia court in Abuja? Sharia court. There are many things that you need to talk about before you question that kind of thing. And Master Kano's speech, Hezbollah, thank you, Emmy, thank you, God bless you for that. Hezbollah police. Then Hezbollah police in the north. And Master Kano's speech, after that launching of ESN, you should go back and watch it. It may go a long way to help you to understand what the whole thing is all about. He made it clear that their job is to protect farmland in the bushes against Fulani invaders. When he made this speech, some of you said, no, it's a lie, it's a lie. Fulanis are not coming from the bush, it's a lie. He just wants to use these people to build the Biafra, Biafra. He said, no, they are not Biafran army. Their job ends in the bush. Their job ends in the bush. He said it. He made it clear to everybody. And you are not contented with that. To you, no, it's not true. He actually wants to do this and do that, which is not true. Like I said, if you have issue with that, you have a lot of questions to answer. He said they are not going after anybody. They are not going after anybody. He made it clear, my people, that they are not going after anybody. But today, you are trying him, you are dragging him as if you know everything about him, as if he committed one or two crimes. Is a taboo for him to defend his people. Oh, how can you say you are fighting for who gave you the authority to have armed group? You cannot do that. You are not allowed to do that. You are not permitted to do that. When he said that Fulanis are coming, the question that you should ask now is, that thing that he said, is it happening now or not? That is exactly what I want you to ask yourself. He said that these boys are going to stop Fulanis from coming. The question is, after he said that, are we now witnessing Fulani coming or not? If you answer that, then you are truthful. If you know the answer, God of wonders, I see you. Triple M, greetings to you, my brother. You are welcome. Please, if I don't mention your name, please don't feel bad. I just have to, focus on what I'm doing. It's just that my eyes capture these two people. And Amy Sammy is one of us. He's always here. God bless you as well, my brother. Sunday Chema, greetings to you. Now, the same lie and cooking up falsehood did not start today. Watch this video. It will help you to understand what I'm talking about.
In 1967, the Nigerian Civil War was barely 3 months old, right? Nigerian soldiers advanced into Asaba, and the people of Asaba came.
Now, I'm going to pause it here and make sure that you captured everything that Bobby is a very popular Nigerian comedian, an artist. I think he's also a politician. He's not Igbo, okay? He's not Igbo, but I don't know if he's Biafra. I don't know if he's part of Delta. I don't know if he's Biafra or not. But I tell you, what he said here is one of the stories that Afonjas are twisting, telling you that that there's something like that. Igbos advance and throw bomb in Ore. Like what the guy asked me yesterday, what was the first soldiers doing in Ore? But he forgot a man called his name is Victor Bajo. Somebody Bajo. Let me. I will look for the name. After this, I will present the name. Don't worry. Hear this. Watch.
In 1967, the Nigerian Civil War was barely 3 months old, right? Nigerian soldiers advanced into Asaba, and the people of Asaba came out en masse to welcome them. They all wore white, carried green leaves, shouting, "One Nigeria, one Nigeria." But you see, days prior, the Biafran army led by Joseph Achuzia had blown up the Onisha Bridge, which meant the Nigerian soldiers not go fit easily advance into Onisha. This pissed off the soldiers in Asaba, and without authorization from the federal government in Lagos, they separated the men and the boys from the women. These people who are dressed up in white to receive them and welcome them, shouting "One Nigeria," and they slaughtered all of them. One of the people killed in that exercise was the late Sidney Asiodu, who had represented Nigeria in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. Alas, Sidney could not run for his life. He died there. This battalion of soldiers were led by Colonel Moritala Mohammed. On October 8th of 1967, the few men who had not gone for that parade were rounded up. They dug mass graves and put all these bodies that had been executed the previous day, about 700 of them, and they made these young men to start to cover the graves with sand. One of the men in his account says as he was covering, he saw his brother, and the brother said, "Are you going to bury me alive?" and begged, because the brother was still conscious. But the soldiers were standing by, barrels cocked, and said, "Listen, go ahead or you die." With tears in his eyes, he proceeded and buried his brother alive with the other dead bodies there. This is a sad history in Nigeria, but don't take my word for it. These are not my stories. You can go and check University of South Florida Digital Library, the Asaba Memorial Project. Type it, or you travel, go there, you see for yourself, or you can read Blood on the Niger by Ima Okocha. Everything I said is there. It's 58 years ago this happened today.
Okay. I hope this one is not thank you so much, Victor Bajo. That is name. That is name. If despite that, I will still bring it to you. This story that happened, this is what happened in Asaba. How many people are facing trial? How many people are facing trial for what they committed in Asaba? How many people are facing trial? You see the reason why most of you, in fact, not most of you, all of you calling for the head of Mass Namarukan, you see why all of you are a murderer. You are because you are partaking in the blood of that have been wasted just because of what? I don't understand. The level of hatred is too much, and I don't know why people are not paying attention to this. Now, a man called, because that's one. The only thing I agree with that our brother yesterday, that Oduduwa guy that joined us yesterday. One of the things that I agreed very, very well is when he said that Yoruba people, are not that they can change at any time. Well, I said to him, mean like chameleon, like chameleon. He said, you want to put word in my mouth. But that's exactly what is they're known for. I'm not saying that I hate Yoruba people. I don't hate Yoruba people. For what will I hate them? But we need to be truthful. In fact, we have to be truthful. We have to. Let me remind you, this is this name. Okay, I will see let me see if there's any way to expand it. You know why I chose to present this from historical Nigerian Yoruba post? Yorubas are the one that made this post, not me. Look at it here, Yoruba person. Historical Nigerian Yoruba post on Facebook. When you see this article, when you go through this article, you can see Colonel Vito Banjo, the Nigerian officer who fought for Biafra and paid with his life, early life and military career. You see, when they said he paid with his life, that he fought for Biafra, the write-up is an extension of what they normally tell Yoruba people. That Igbos are bad, they are this and that. Sorry about the noise. Just a moment.
civil war was barely 3 months old, right? Nigerian soldiers advanced into Asaba, and the people of Asaba came out en masse to welcome them. They all wore white, carried green leaves, shouting, "One Nigeria, one Nigeria." But you see, days prior, the Biafran army led by Joseph Achuzia had blown up the Onisha Bridge, which meant the Nigerian soldiers not go fit easily advance into Onisha. This pissed off the soldiers in Asaba, and without authorization from the federal government in Lagos, they separated the men and the boys from the women. These people who are dressed up in white to receive them and welcome them, shouting "One Nigeria," and they slaughtered all of them. One of the people killed in that exercise was the late Sidney Asiodu, who had represented Nigeria in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. Alas, Sidney could not run for his life. He died there. This battalion of soldiers were led by Colonel Moritala Mohammed. On October 8th of 1967, the few men who had not gone for that parade were rounded up. They dug mass graves and put all these bodies that had been executed the previous day, about 700 of them, and they made these young men to start to cover the graves with sand. One of the men in his account says as he was covering, he saw his brother, and the brother said, "Are you going to bury me alive?" and begged, because the brother was still conscious. But the soldiers were standing by, barrels cocked, and said, "Listen, go ahead or you die." With tears in his eyes, he proceeded and buried his brother alive with the other dead bodies there. This is a sad history in Nigeria, but don't take my word for it. These are not my stories. You can go and check University of South Florida Digital Library, the Asaba Memorial Project. Type it, or you travel, go there, you see for yourself, or you can read.
Okay, sorry about it. Let's go back to the article, okay? Because I was showing you this article before I decided to check on my baby. Now, this article, like I told you, is just a way of telling you that what Igbos can do if you give them chance. They hate Yorubas, they do this, they do that. Do you understand? And I have to present it the way it is here. Victor Adibakunle Banjo, April 1, 1930 to September 22, 1967, was a distinguished Nigerian army officer whose career inflected both brilliance and tragedy. A Yoruba man from Ogun State, Banjo joined the Nigerian army in 1953 as warrant officer 52 and quickly rose through the ranks. He became the 16th Nigerian to be commissioned as an officer and was a product of the Royal Military Academy, okay, Stanhoster in the United Kingdom. Okay, Banjo's technical expertise earned him a BSc in mechanical engineering, and he went on to become the first Nigerian director of the electrical and mechanical engineering corps of the army. His reputation as a bright and principled officer was established earlier, but his military journey was soon complicated by Nigerian turbulent political climate. Excuse me. Just a moment. Who is calling me? So please, I know I will, just a moment. Let's continue. I don't know the caller, to be honest. Now, all this thing you are seeing here, they're trying to narrate to you what happened and how the journey went and everything. So he said Nigerian turbulent political climate in 1960s. The 1966 coup and his arrest and all that when you go through all this article, which I don't have the time because I need to attend to many things, that's why I'm listening to COS. The person you are seeing here, for example, for this person now, is the banjo himself. Let me see if you can, yeah, this is a man. And this banjo, the agreement according to the history is that, but if you go down here, if you read all these things, is about making it look like Igbos are the one trying to invade Yoruba land and all that, but their brother is part and parcel of the journey. Do you understand? And they ended it by telling you that Igbos spied this guy. The guy betrayed full time. He betrayed, which is what they are known for. I don't want to go through what happened then and all that because the story is up and down and all that, what have you. But the story is this: they actually spied a lot of people during that time. Do you understand? They spied a lot of people. So I'm going to bring up this video. Okay, I will allow this video to be playing. 3PM, are you free? So I can give you a mic so you handle this. Let me just attend to something very important. I don't know if you're free. If you're free, let me know. So I will send the link because the person calling me, I think I need to respond to this call. Hello.
Abba Samuel Maria is his name, and we set a date for sometime in September. About a week later, I received another email from that same person of that Catholic charity, and in it they quoted Father Abba Samuel Maria himself in an email he wrote to them. So he wrote on August 13th the following, quote, St. Paul's Parish, Ayatwar Rectory, which I sacrificed everything to build, was set ablaze by Fulani jihadists yesterday. The church windows, glasses were broken and the people successfully sacked from their ancestral homes. Kudos to the Nigerian army for successfully disarming the people and making them vulnerable to their attackers. The cries of the people echo through the land as the Fulani invaders, equipped with logistic and high-level intelligence provided by the military personnel, attack and slaughtered unarmed civilians in their sleep, leaving a trail of blood flowing like a river. Justice, integrity, dignity, humanity, all lost in the fray, a nation's future uncertain each passing day. And then the person who emailed me after quoting this from the priest said, please let me know if you can do an interview with Father on this topic ASAP, or have you any other ideas on how to bring awareness to the crisis they're currently experiencing. We greatly appreciate it as he is remaining faithful in these diabolical times, trusting in our Lord and our Blessed Mother for the triumph of her Immaculate Heart. Okay. And again, for the record, just so everyone knows, I'm not Catholic. This is a Catholic group, of course, and a Catholic priest that I'm going to speak to. But whether you're Catholic or not doesn't change the facts that you're going to be hearing about what's happening there. But then before we could have our interview on September 11th, the same priest, Father Abba Samuel, sent an email to the person who was writing to me saying that they had received in Arabic a Muslim jihad declaration, essentially. And here it is. He had people translate it. So it says, quote, here's the quote: translation of pamphlet written in Arabic and distributed in select mosques in northern Nigeria by the Fulani nationalist movement. And this letter was apparently dated February 6th, 2025. And in this letter, it says, the battle is getting closer. We call on all true Muslims. This is the time to act. This is the time for Second Holy War. We started in 1804. The British stopped us. We must regain the territories lost. It is against Islam to rotate power with infidels. Forget about elections that will only lead to sharing of power. Think of the kingdom that we shall rule forever. We must take the enemies in the west, central, and the north. They mean in Nigeria, by surprise, because most Muslims live in the north. So they want to attack the enemies, mostly Christians, in the west central. That is the plot. Disperse and occupy their homes, forests, streets, schools, markets, and act as spies. You will suffer in this. Rain, cold, and dust will pour on you. But heaven will honor you after the inevitable battles. Our attacks on the infidels must be total and overwhelming. We must begin by instilling fear in them. Weaken their resolve through kidnaps, brutal rapes, making it difficult for them to farm and subdue them before the war. Our strategies involves learning from the tactics of the past and merging it with the wisdom of the moment. There is no going back. Nigeria is our own. It was handed over to us by Allah. How then can we share what is ours? We must never fight a defensive war. We must take the battle to the homes of the infidels. We must use everything that we have, whether you are a boy, a lady, a man, or a woman. All Muslims of Fulani origin must take this as a duty. We must sharpen our fighting weapons. Everything is a weapon. Your Okada, knives, hands, the trailers you drive, the tankers with fuel, food you sell, the house of the infidels that you guard. Study very well and wait for our order. Exploit the weaknesses of the infidels. They're lousy, lack discipline, sleep like fools, love parties and dances, lack focus, mostly unobservant and unarmed. With your vantage position, you can take on a whole family of 10. Conquer and kill them if need be. The battle must be fought in their homeland. The middle belt must be totally crushed. They are few and divided. Never trust anyone in the east and south, which is Christian majority. Not even their filthy Muslims who do everything Allah rejects. Get yourself prepared. The battle is near. What this is saying is basically even the Muslims who live amongst Christians in those areas in the south and the center are infidels too, because they live amongst Christians, so you can kill them as well. And then the email that sent this to me ended up by saying, please circulate to all Christian groups urgently so awareness would be created and prayers continuously made for the land. Okay, so you will now see the interview that I conducted with Father Abba Samuel Maria. And first of all, unfortunately, because he was on location in Nigeria, that's where he's from, the connection was very bad. And so what ended up happening is we had a third party helping record it, and I couldn't even hear what he was saying. So, but you'll see what he says. Everything is actually put together. But I tell you that because what I ended up doing is just asking various questions, and then everything was added on later, even though I couldn't even hear it or see it at the time. And so I tell you that because you'll hear him speaking very passionately about very, very important and horrific stuff. And then the screen will come to me and I'm basically kind of nonchalant and I just ask another question. So that's the reason. I didn't even know. I'm only seeing it now, the entire video. And so first, I urge you to listen very carefully to this man. This is a man who is in the middle of the fray. Okay, this is what's really happening, where Muslims are actually half the nation. Think about it. Nigeria is half Christian, half Muslim. At this point, Muslims don't need to play the victim card as they do in the West, and it's a full-blown, non-stop jihad. As you'll see in the intro, I speak a little bit about what I know has been going on in Nigeria, and I know a fair bit. I've actually been writing a lot about it since probably around 2011, and I think I say this in the video. But everything that I just read to you, that is real. Okay, these Fulani, and the Fulani are these herdsmen who are also Islamic, and full-on jihadist mentality. But as you will see in the video, the media won't tell you that. And the Catholic priest affirms this. But they do, in fact, raid Christian villages in the middle of the night, or when they're in churches, and completely horrific slaughter, massacres, rapes, burning churches with Christians inside of them. This is a very, very constant thing. Okay, so do pay attention. And at the same time, remember what I said. I recently did a live stream about the left, if you recall. And I did a little bit of talking about what the left and Islam really have in common. Because if the left is just liberal, as most people seem to think, it never made sense, right? Why are liberals siding with draconian Sharia Muslims? But as I argued, the left and Islam are very similar in that they both are aligned with falsehoods, different falsehoods, okay? Or a different way of looking at it as they're both not aligned with the truth, okay? And so they are allies for one another in their massive war on the truth, okay? So keep that in mind, especially as you hear him and he's telling you the truth of what's really happening. And you ask yourself, how come I never heard this? How come the media doesn't talk about this? How come Fox News hasn't told me about this? Okay. Why do the conservative so-called media waste more time talking about pronouns as if that's the real problem at stake when people are actually being burned alive and killed and hacked to pieces with machetes almost on a daily basis, actually. And if you want to learn more about what's happening in Nigeria, you should consult my monthly Muslim Persecution of Christians report published by the Gatestone Institute, where I basically collate the sorts of persecution Christians experience at the hands of Muslims every month. And by far the worst is going to be Nigeria, as you'll see. And these go back all the way to 2011. You can find them on my website or the Gatestone Institute. And without any further ado, here's the video. Welcome, everyone. I'm joined by a great guest and to talk about a very important topic that very few people in the West, especially in America, know. It's an important topic because it deals with the genocide you've never heard about. He is Father Abba Samuel Maria, and he's a Catholic priest in Nigeria. And before we get going, I'm just going to have him introduce himself in a couple of minutes. Have at it, Father.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raymond Ibrahim. And we are very, very appreciative for the wonderful work you are doing to create awareness on the terrible situation we are facing here in Nigeria. I am Father Samuel Maria Abba from originally Otukpo Diocese, but in 2020, after the pandemic of the so-called pandemic of the COVID-19, I began the congregation of the Sacred and Immaculate Hearts of Jesus and Mary congregation, where we keep the traditional Catholic Mass and faiths and morals of our one holy, tried, and apostolic faith of the Catholic Church. So I thank Mr. Raymond Ibrahim for this interview.
Thank you very much, Father Abba. So I will begin by telling you and the viewers what I know about the situation in Nigeria, which I've actually been following for probably since at least 2011. And I look forward to you, like I said, correcting or confirming and then elaborating on the important points. So what I recall with Nigeria is basically it's half Christian, half Muslim. That's the way it's usually portrayed. And the Muslims generally seem to be in the northern region, and the Christians generally seem to be in the southern region. And in the northern region, you have various forms of Sharia law and so forth. And it's not exactly ideal for Christians to live in the north. But I think Nigeria sort of came in the spotlight somewhat in the international scene with the rise of Boko Haram back in the, like I said, 2010 or whatever. And they are, of course, an Islamic terrorist organization, which definitely targeted and massacred and slaughtered and killed Christians and bombed and blew up their churches, many of them, dozens. I would say, actually, because I write reports every month about the persecution of Christians around the Muslim world, it's very clear Nigeria is apparently the absolute worst, okay, at least when it comes to the numbers of Christians who are being killed and just being persecuted and churches being attacked. Anyway, that went on for a long time until somehow maybe like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, all of a sudden it became the Fulani herdsmen who started now taking up the slaughter of Christians, okay? But the narrative changed. So now the Boko Haram, from my perspective, seem to somehow fade in the background. We don't hear too much about them engaged in acts of terror as before, but the acts of terror are greater than ever. And now they're at the hands of these so-called Fulani herdsmen, who I believe the vast majority of them are Muslim, Okay, and it seems to me, from what I read between the lines, they are also radicalized by Islamic ideology. They believe what they're doing is jihad. They enter Christian settlements and villages, usually in the middle of the night or after or on Saturday night, right before church, and they slaughter and kill and devastate and burn. And a lot of them, according to witnesses, scream things like Allahu Akbar, and it's very clear they're radicalized. Okay, but in the West, the narrative is that these Fulani have nothing to do with Islamic radicalization or anything, that this is all a land dispute, that the Fulani have been driven out of their homes due to climate change, and that they are not in any way, shape, or form ideologically motivated against, let's say, Christians. In fact, they try to blur the line. They won't even say one's Muslim or one's Christian. It's as if it's sedentary people versus nomadic herdsmen. But of course, it seems to me the nomadic herdsmen are mostly Muslims and the sedentary are Christians. And of course, I think Muslims who live among the Christians get killed too. They're collateral damage and so forth. So that's the general gist that I've seen. And I'm frankly shocked and disgusted at the Western media, but like I said, you'll correct me, and the analysts, and I've seen many people from Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, the Obama administration, all of them talking about, what's happening has nothing to do with religion at all, whatsoever. Okay, it's something else. It's, like I said, climate change, and to his credit, I even remember Donald Trump, when he was president in the first term, with Muhammadu Buhari, he asked him, why are you killing Christians? And, to his credit, at least he brought that question up. And that's the other point I hear, that the government, whether it's Buhari or not, is somehow complicit. They either turn a blind eye when the Fulani are killing and destroying, or or sometimes they're there and they don't help at all, or sometimes I've even heard they help the terrorists, okay? So that seems to be the situation for me, and I've read statistics like in Nigeria, something like one Christian is killed every 2 hours because of their Christian identity. Okay, so that's the summary that someone like me, who's moderately educated by American standards regarding Nigeria, we never hear about this. Okay, here in America, I often point out, maybe you're familiar with something like Black Lives Matter in America, and people always say Black Lives Matter. But I've often pointed out they don't matter, obviously, if they're in Nigeria and if they're Christian. So, yeah, I'll hand it over to you now, and you can, like I said, elaborate, confirm, or refute anything I said.
So it's quite interesting because it's a jihad. I got this information just some few days ago about the National Fulani Movement, dated February 6th, 2025. The battle is getting closer. We call on all true Muslims, this is the time to act. This is the time for Second Holy War. We started in 1804. In the early 19th century, they started this particular jihad. The British taught us we must regain the territories lost. It is against Islam to rotate power with infidels. Forget about election, that will only lead to sharing of power. Think of the kingdom that we shall rule forever. We can change the naughty history. Usman Danfodio, he was the one that began the jihad, did it successfully. We can do it too. We must take the enemies in the west, central, and the north by surprise. That is the plot. Disperse and occupy their homes, forests, streets, schools, markets, and act as spies. You will suffer in this. Rain, cold, and dust will pour on you, but heaven will honor you after the inevitable battles. They are kind of heaven, of course. Our attacks on the infidels must be total and overwhelming. We must begin by instilling fear in them, weakening their resolve through kidnaps, brutal rapes, making it difficult for them to farm and subdue them before the war. This exactly is what they are doing, and they are still doing it. The write-up continues. Our strategies involves learning from the tactics of the past and merging it with the wisdom of the moment. There is no going back. Nigeria is our own. It was handed over to us by Allah. Of course, not the God I worship. Allah is not the Trinitarian God. And that's why it's so sad to see what the Vatican is doing with the Muslims in recent times. How then can we share what is ours? We must never fight a defensive war. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria are fighting a defensive war, whereas these people are ransacking and taking over villages, raping, taking over lands and territories, farmlands. People are living in constant fear. Everybody is worried. Everybody is afraid. And we are not allowed to take up arms to fight for ourselves. The government, the military, parastatals are all taken over by these particular sets of jihadists. They are everywhere in government. They're like the Freemasons. They are the ones in control of the Nigeria economy, the Nigeria army, the Nigerian politics, and so on and so forth. The reading continues. We must take the battle to the homes of the infidels. We must use everything that we have, whether you are a boy, a lady, a man, or a woman. All Muslims of Fulani origin must take this as a duty. You must sharpen our fighting weapons. Everything is a weapon. Your Okada, that's the riding, the motorcycle, your knives, your hands, the trailers you drive, the tankers with fuel, food you sell. It's alleged that most food gotten from them these days are poisoned. And this poisonous food goes ahead to kill. They know what it is, they identify it, and they give it to the infidels according to them. And people die in their numbers. The houses of the infidels, the reading continues, that you guard, because most of them, they work as security men in people's houses. Study very well and wait for our order. Exploit the weakness of the infidels. They are lousy, they lack discipline, they sleep like fools, love parties and dances, lack focus, mostly unobservant and unharmed. See, this is the reason why whenever they strike, people cannot defend themselves, because they come when you are least expecting. Sometimes people are in the churches, they come, they burn the churches, burn the people in the churches. It is a jihad, and they are serious, and people are dying in their numbers. With your vantage, the reading continues, position, you can take on a whole family of 10, conquer and kill them if it need be. The battle must be fought in their homeland. The Middle Belt must be totally crushed. They are few and divided. Never trust anyone in the east and south, not even their filthy Muslims. Now, this is those people who claim to be Muslims in the west and also in the east and in the south. They don't consider them as true Muslims. You are either Fulani Muslims or you are an infidel. Not even their filthy Muslims who do everything Allah rejects. Get yourself prepared. The battle is near. So, they ask that this should be circulated around Christians. So it is clear. Mr. Ibrahim, in his research, is not wrong. What he's saying is a fact. We are witnesses to it. Just last month, they went to Yelwata. It's not too far from where we are here. It's just a 20 minutes drive. They ransacked the whole village. Even Pope Leo the 14th commented on this the next day. Ransacked the whole village, burned people alive, ran away, and not a single culprit have been caught. And very close to Yelwata, we have the army barrack. Still close to Yelwata, we have the Air Force barrack. We have the naval barrack. So how come they strike and they go? Because they are the ones in control of those barracks. So whatever he's saying is the truth. And people are shying away from it. And souls in their numbers are being killed. Villages are being ransacked. People's lives are being wasted. It's terrible. It's very, very terrible. And it's sad that the Nigerian government is quiet about it. For crying out loud, who's the Nigerian government? The Nigerian government is them. They're in politics, they're in economy, they're even the one deciding what should take place in the country. So it is sad. And I think only the Lord can help us now. That is why we at SSIH, Sacred and Immaculate Hearts of Jesus and Mary Congregation, we are out for the reign of the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the triumph of the Immaculate Heart of Mary through the acceptance of the true traditional Catholic Mass and the true Catholic faith and morals. This is a crusade. And with God on our side, the Sacred Heart will truly reign and Immaculate Heart will truly triumph.
Okay, thanks for that answer, Father Abba. Can you speak some more about the question of Islamic radical ideology and really home in and focus in on to what extent is that really behind what's happening, and what is being taught to the Muslims of Nigeria, for example? Are they being taught that the Christians, I think I read somewhere that they're seen as invaders, remnants of colonialism, hence Boko Haram, right? Western education or whatever is a sin, haram. Is that how they're presented? Is it presented as a full-blown jihad, to destroy and kill the infidels? And what's the situation with churches? I hear, like I said, I've been following the persecution of Christians by Muslims for since 2011, actually, and one of my books is all about it, Crucified Again, which came out 2013. And I would say the most churches that I've seen burned and bombed and destroyed, oftentimes with Christians in them, are in Nigeria. Egypt maybe is a close second, or it has been for a while, back in the 2010s and before 2020. But maybe you can speak a little to that, please.
The average Muslims are being taught to be radicals, because with the result of what we are getting currently, either they are being taught to be radicals and to see other people in the same vicinities like themselves as infidels. Infidels, people who are against Allah, against Muhammad, against the Islamic movement. So it is clear, because they do not recognize the fact that people exist before they came to the country. And so, for them, they indoctrinate their faithfuls, and their faithful carries out this plan. See, they are very organized, and that's a fact. So the average Muslims goes out through their, what they call it, this their school, their Islamic schools, and there they are indoctrinated. If they're relating with you, it's with a plan. They don't come to you without a plan. And all this noise about Islam is for peace certainly is not the kind of Muslims we have in Nigeria. They have an agenda, and that agenda is being materialized because the killings are going on daily. And unfortunately, many villages have been ransacked. People have taken their wares and their businesses from the north down to the middle belt where we reside, and now some of them are taking it back to the east and to the west. You see it now. So if it's not real, these business people and families would not have vacated from those environments. They want to Islamize the country. It is a fact. It is real. And not just getting converts, they want to force their way through and own Nigeria as their own. So Mr. Raymond Ibrahim is not wrong. He is, in his analysis, is correct. They are pushing us away until we get frustrated, probably look for another country to go to, because for them, Nigeria is theirs.
What do you think of how the West has been handling this? Are they intentionally, the media, for example, dissembling and pretending this is all just about climate change, as I pointed out earlier? I remember that's actually what the Irish president or prime minister said after one of the worst bombings of a church in Nigeria. I think it was Palm Sunday, maybe 3-4 years ago, something like 50 or 60 or more Christians were killed. And it was the Fulani. and he came out vehemently saying, you know, all you horrible people, how dare you blame the Fulani? They're innocent victims too. This has nothing to do with the religion. And then he started talking about climate change, etc. So basically, what's the situation in churches? Are Christians, when they gather in churches, essentially terrified they might be blown up or killed, seeing how common it is?
Yes, it is strange to see the Western media not reporting exactly what is taking place here. As I said earlier on, it's a jihad. Villages are being ransacked. Lives are being wasted in their numbers. Now, if the media reports 4,000 persons, be rest assured about 10,000 have gone. So, one cannot come out clearly to say the media has been bought, because we don't know who is doing the buying. But those of us who are here experiencing this terrible massacre, we are aware that villages in their numbers are being ransacked. So if the media internationally have the facilities to truly know what is happening, why can't they report exactly what we are experiencing here? Because you go to a village, you burn in the village, people's lives are wasted, people's properties, their food are burnt. And you come back after some time and repeat the same feat, and nobody is caught. Can we say the Nigerian government don't have what it takes to catch these persons? Don't we have state boundaries? So when some people come down, our forests are they so massive that we cannot track down people? For example, look at the kidnappings going on. The same forest in Nigeria here. Are we saying the government don't have drones to locate these persons and bring them to the book? All we hear every now and then, we shall get them, and nobody gets caught. So it is terrible. The media, to my own knowledge, is not reporting correctly what is happening. Either they have been bought, or they don't want to report it, or they are part of the plan.
What is, thank you for that. What would you say, what message do you most want to convey to, let's say, the Western public, people in Europe in general, in the US in particular, about what's really happening in Nigeria and how they should respond to it, including, of course, how they've been responding and what they've been told, which I assume is all false?
It's a spiritual battle. It's a spiritual battle. As it stands now, they are out to Islamize the whole country, not just Islamize, to wipe out Christians in Nigeria, because they were able to get their way into the government. The British government felt that the northern oligarchy were more subservient to their plan of divide and rule. And so they concentrated powers to the north. Because the other tribes in Nigeria, they were more or less like a democracy, especially the Igbos. They are more or less a democracy. The Yorubas, of course, they have leaders, and they are very, very fetish. But the North, the system of government pleased the British, who colonized this country. And so, when they put power in the hands of the North, with their jihadist agenda, they now concentrated themselves on this power and began to rule the country ever since. So for you to be elected into any federal office, you must lick the boots of the Northerners. If not, you will not get there. So they now use these powers to manipulate their ways to carry out their Fulani agenda of Islamizing the country. So this is exactly what is happening. And with this, it is almost impossible to stop them because they're everywhere. All the military, all the parastatals, all the political, they are there. Why? Because they know what it is to rule. For example, Sokoto, where their caliphate is titled Born to Rule. That's the title they get Sokoto, Born to Rule. Born to rule who? Born to rule the rest of Nigerians and submerge them into their jihadist agenda. So the West can only come in now by telling them that Nigeria is a country of so many religions, and the freedom to worship God, the true God, is a right of every human being. And the true God is the Catholic God. That is why we, in our own little way, for the reign of the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary, form the Society of the Sacred Immaculate Heart to bring about the true reign of Christ our King and the Queenship of Our Lady. So it is a spiritual battle, and victory is assured. Aluta continua Victoria Asarte. Our Lady will certainly triumph, and our Lord will certainly reign. But for the West, what is happening in many countries in the world, if they don't come to help us with this crisis, tomorrow you will hear that Nigeria is now an Islamic country.
Okay, thank you for that very comprehensive view. Thanks for joining us, and I leave you with the last word. Any final thoughts or words you'd like to share with us are, of course, welcome.
Mr. Raymond Ibrahim, who is doing so much to see that the true story of what is taking place in the country of Nigeria and most African countries that have been invaded by the Fulani headsmen and their jihadic plans. You know, it's like the Crusaders, when the earlier popes were able to fight this with the rosary and also were able to gain so much victory. Now is a turn for Nigerians. It's half-half, the Muslims and the Christians. And most of these lands we're talking about, they are Christian lands. These people came in and started invading, and they took over step by step. So they are not giving up. But unfortunately for us down here, there is no formidable force that will stop them from the killings, except God intervenes. If the international media and the United Nations can come into this problem and help us out, it will be very, very nice. But as you can see, it's not only Nigeria that are doing this. They are doing this in most lands.
Welcome you to
Even in
event, and we would begin with the national anthem. On that note, may we rise for the national anthem. Thank you.
It's 58 years ago this happened today.
All right, all right. I'm sorry about that. I have to engage myself with very, very important call. Madam Origin, I can see you in the house.
Yes, Mazika, you know, this job, it's just like me. I had to attend to meeting. So we apart from this working for our nation, we also have our individual jobs and responsibilities. So
I have to. I have to.
what can you do? What can you do? Thank you so much.
God bless you.
I think where I logged off before I came back was when you were, showing that Udeleman. I don't even know how we, it's important we begin to categorize who is human and who is not. There is a criteria to be human, to be a human being. If those people do not meet the criteria to be a human being, then it will be disservice to humans to call those people human beings. There are two things that you talked about I want to focus on. One is about the lawsuits, the AKA Nkere withdrawing the lawsuit, which, well, it's for his own benefit. The fact that he used the lawyer and the lobbyists to hide behind them would not have saved him, because those people are not Biafrans. So, and at some point, the people, guy man. So that's what it is. They told him all they wanted is the money, because they need to be paid, and they know that they cannot be the lawyer and also be the what do you call it? Because he does not have any good record to stand on his 2 feet to ask for what he's asking for. Everything about that lawsuit was illegal from the beginning. But one of the things I want to highlight on that is the good thing. It keeps exposing and exonerating Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. The people that voted that night that he, and that was two things they did. They did a vote of no confidence for Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, because he was the one that said, withdraw the lawsuit. They refused. So they called their group, and I still want anybody that have time to go and listen to, because I don't even know how I stumbled. I don't go to theirs to listen to them, but that day, Gaga, I don't know how I got and I was to listen, and you hear these men and people spewing hatred from their guts. And like Dr. Ngozi Orabueze said, don't pity those people, because or they call the posa or they call the guru. We do not lack corrupt, contaminated men and women. And you will find them in a group, and everything they said that day was all based on hatred. They were so filled with hatred, they are blinded with the fact that the man that is leading them to the court, to the lawsuit, is riddled with all kinds of he is AKA 2 names. We're not sure.
Lies.
And lies, and this and it shows that we do not lack bad people, but what we want to make sure is that they do not smell governance, just like what we have in where we are running away from. That is part of what we are running away from. And coming to the Oduduwa politicians, I kind of feel how what you're saying about our own politician. But the thing is this, please, every Biafran, thank God for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We thank God for Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. We thank God for Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. The people and every other Biafran that I must tell you, if God doesn't call you, please don't put your head. It's hot. Including this, our wonderful media that God is using to make sure that we have this thing we have, Mazekai, we needed and we need to exit the contraption. It is like you see, when as powerful and as great an eagle is, eagle cannot fight a python on ground level. Hear me out. As great as any eagle is, it does not stand a chance fighting python on ground level. And that is what we are facing. There is nothing as good as the Yoruba. There is some good in a typical whatever those people call themselves. There is some good in them, but as far as politics, governance, way of life is concerned, we can't. It's like opposite. So when you see our elders and our politicians coming to dance the macabre dance on the ground, they can't. There is nothing. The only thing left for them is to sell themselves off, sell off their children, because what they need is what is in their hand, and their way of life is different from our own. It's just like our way of life. In our section, the way we are, the way we Igbos are. We are Republicans. Our way of life is different. The highest person among us, the Ezes, their jobs are administrative. They are administrative. Everything starts from the grassroots, from the age group to the Omada, to everybody and everybody is putting in what they know. In the area of the Oduduwas, it is different. Their own is monarchical. Their own is authoritative, autocratic. It does not work. You can't force any Igbo person to autocratic government. They won't take it. So when you look at what is going on, what is going on is like someone, a fish in the water. They enjoy the water, they swim in it. Odudua is enjoying what is going on because it suits their narrative. And even if a typical Odudua is not happy, they cannot voice it. Oh my God, a typical Igbo will voice it. So it is different. We are not compatible. And our elders are playing second fiddle. They will not. So anything that we are looking at, however we are doing it, we need to get out to save our lives in order to build from. It's just like someone a fish. Eagle? When you put eagle as a domestic fowl, it does not work. Eagle is meant to fly and not to become a domestic fowl. And that is the only way I can narrate what is going on. And when an eagle becomes a chicken or a fowl, the eagle's children are subjects to be eaten by the kites. And we cannot afford that. We have died enough. We have been relegated to the background enough. We have been ridiculed enough. And our politicians cannot help us because what they are giving the money to sell their children. And that is all they can do. Now that we have and that is why anybody that is listening, please, if you're a foreign government, you are a well-meaning human being, please plead that they leave us alone. We can govern ourselves. We have what it takes. We are progressive people, and we can do it. I don't see them as That's what I wanted to add to what you have contributed so far.
You said you wanted to ask me what?
No, that's my contribution. I wanted to give
Okay.
that to what you have.
I am very, very sorry for not welcoming you on time, because I was on courses then when I just muted myself. And I don't know if you watched when I called the DPM to pick the mic, but he said that he's busy. So I have to put this message to just for the time being. Let me attend because just like you said, we have other things that we do. So that is why I have to. So okay, let me go out. And the call have actually destabilized all my message, to be honest. So I'm gonna. I have not finished the message, but my spirit and everything is very, very down now, to be honest. You know, there's a way we like. I don't know about other people like me. If I'm talking and somebody cut it off, the mind and everything will always shattered. But I thank God for everything. Thank God that you are here. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your support and your love. God bless you.
Now my country. It's this Biafra is our country. Everybody must do what they are called to do. I mean, I don't know how I am doing it. I can't explain it, but
honestly, you are 1 in a million. I'm trying.
I have to do what I'm asked to do, and I do not. I don't owe anybody apologies, and I don't owe myself any apology. As stressful and jumping from meetings to work to all of that, but it's worth it. If this is gonna get me Biafra, so be it. So help me God.
It will. It will. Just like all of us are trying to measure, because the misinformation that is out there is second to none. Just like the picture that you are seeing here on the screen is the man called Bajo is from Ogun State, I think. He is the one that fought alongside with Biafrans, this very man. And he was in prison then. And Ojukwu called him to join. So he was supposed to take charge of lead the troop that moved to Lagos during the war. And he betrayed. But the narrative from the Southwesterners are something that made me to talk about him this time, because they're trying to make it look like the man who gave Biafrans everything and Biafran buyed him, because they later buy him because of the betrayal. Okay, so simply because Awolowo put a call and all that. No, Yoruba people. There's something that boy, that guy that joined us is what he said. I don't know if you can remember. He said that that the Yorubas are known for changing every now and then, and it's not an insult. So I don't want anybody to see it. I'm insulting Yoruba. I'm not insulting them. I'm just quoting what somebody said, who happened to be a Yoruba person. He said that yesterday, although he was trying to make it look like that's not what he actually meant, but we can see through everything he said that that's exactly what his own definition of his own people, which is very, very honest, because that is exactly what it is. So trying to tell us that Victor Banjo is mean well for Biafrans and they buyed him and all that is not true. Go back and check what happened. It will help you to understand what exactly why he was sentenced. Although he served in prison though, but Biafran released him. So any Biafrans or anybody thinking that, like when I see some of them making comments and trying to say that Igbos are the problem of Nigeria and all that, is laughable. But this is what you gain when you lose war. This is one of the dividends of that war. So we have to also accept it with faith and move on and see how we can navigate from that. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here, like I said.
If I want to add something there, when you look at, like I keep saying, like I said earlier about the way of life, the different way of life, and when that guy said that yesterday, he said it from the point of I don't know how he wants us to see that, but it's like we do whatever it takes to survive, including, lying, propaganda, and deception, which is what the Nigeria government, Nigeria system is known for. Nigeria system can lie in your face, and it's like obvious lies, and they lie, they lie, they turn it into propaganda, and they get away with it because it has become a system, is a way of life. Versus when you look at a typical Igbo, they are more into, because this is who we are more into process. We are more into dialogue. We can quarrel over a matter until we get to a realistic conclusion. And when you compare both, they are not the same. So we keep digging until we get the truth, and we follow through. Do you understand? That is why I don't know of those that didn't grow up in the villages. The village will process it from your age group. It go to the elder council. From the elder council, it go to until they find out the truth. But on a place where the elder said it is black and everybody must agree that it is black, it's not the same. So we are having this issue with them, because and they don't see anything. They see it that we waste time. Look at the process Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through. What it will take to him is to lick a few ass and then they let him go. And a typical original true Igbo will rather go through the route of where truth is out. If I'm wrong, when you bring everything out and you spread it, if I'm wrong, okay. But you cannot lie against me. You cannot cook up and use my governors against me and use people like Udele. And then you want me to take it. Bring out the truth and let's see it in the open. So it's a big problem that we are facing in that contraption. And that is why redeclaring and having our independence is the best thing that will ever happen to us. It might not be easy to build and rebuild and all the things that we have to go through. We went through 20 pounds. I think we are going to survive this time around. Thank you. Your voice.
Don't mind me, I'm very sorry about it. I said that is true, that God, we are going to survive. God knows our hearts. He's going to grant us our wishes as we work towards freedom and making sure that everybody understands our side of the story. We need to understand what we actually want. Nobody's calling for war. We don't support war. We don't support killing of anybody. But this idea of we must understand you and you don't bother to understand us is a no-no. It's not, nobody will accept that kind of thing. We want everybody to be peaceful. Like me, I want, Yoruba to working, developed and everything, as much as we also want my people to be in the same position. But this idea of you must go through Lagos and buy everything in Lagos and stay in Lagos, then after building, they demolish and laugh over that and start again. No. Even animal will not accept it, let alone human being. Thank you so much, Madam Origin. God bless you. And God bless all of you that have joined me. I'm sorry that we're going to call this program short. Like I said, the way we are flowing on that is no longer now. So I will come back again for another program, okay? Just keep your eyes on the channel. And if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. You guys on the comment section need to, I want you guys to start, you have to add to my own voice to appreciate this our mommy here, this our mommy here, Madam Origin. You don't understand what it takes to support people in any way you can, like program where we are talking with the conversation like this. She will join and make a very positive impact in the morning, afternoon. She's not idle. Do you understand? You that is watching and some of you that is criticizing. When I see people like this, it gladdens my heart. Just like people leading. Dr. Orabueze, PM, Masna Monicana, so many other people doing one or two things in their own secret way, in their own private way. It's not easy. We are not asking for war. And remember, we always choose peace first. That's why some people say that we are coward. Igbos are, we are not mumu. And like the Yorubas and the Twitter space are singing that we are Maga, don't pay, shout hallelujah. These are because we don't want, not that we don't know what to do. You see all this demolition going on. People can do one or two things. To do bad things is one of the easiest thing to do. But to rebuild is an issue. Please take care and God bless you. Once again, God bless you, Madam Orin. Take care.